That's interesting. That's a very interesting. I think you're right about that. Not to say that he isn't highly stylized when he wants or needs to be. Mr. Griver is much more stylized, I think, and even Letters from Iwo Jima in some way. But yeah, I think that we all sort of took a back seat to Chris in the movie, and including me. He was a very specific human being, and had a lot of interesting gears, and where I could have maybe wanted to try to have a scene go a different way because of me as the actor or something. I couldn't because of Chris, and that was a beautiful thing. And I think Clint sort of recognized that as well. And the movie, just settle it all down and let Chris lead the way. And that was a beautiful experience for both of us. Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I think he was very. If anybody was going to tell the story of your life, you would want to be. You want to make sure they get it at least semi correct. I only got a chance to talk to him once, but luckily, his wife carried the torch, and she really opened up her life, and we sort of oriented the script and the story and made it a little bit more about their relationship and what that's focus was, which I think actually in the end would have been what Chris wanted anyway. It gives a light to their dynamic and hopefully people watching the movie will see, the toll that choice of lifestyle and vocation takes on a family.
Absolutely. I've had the opportunity in the last year to work with the best filmmakers, some of the best filmmakers in the world, and I feel hugely privileged also to have worked with one of the best actors in the world. And it just feels, it's a really exciting time, and I feel very lucky. She was very involved with Jason Hall, our writer. I mean, pretty much all of it is based on stories from her, and Jason actually spent a lot of time with Chris as well, but she was my touchstone for all of it. She was on the end of the phone constantly, and we spent time together, and she's just an open book. She's so willing to talk about anything. Nothing was off the record. She's phenomenal.
At the nascent stage, really, before the rights had even been bought by Warner Brothers, so very early. Well, I always loved the genre, and I love the idea of the character study of this man and what he has to deal with and grapple with was something that interested me. But then you think, how can you make it cinematic? And his story was ripe for a Western-like genre or structure, so that was the sort of take I liked about it, and so we pitched that to Warner Brothers, and that's the way it went. And then it was only after that that I sort of fell in love with Chris and his story more specifically, and then after his ironic, horrendous murdering, then that actually added a whole other element. If we get it right, yes. If we're at all accurate, and those who have gone through or are going through those situations say yes, that resembles or reveals or reflects what we go through, then it's essential actually, and that was what we tried to do. Those were our aspirations. Intense, very intense. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing felt oddly real the whole time, actually. We shot a couple of those major sequences in Rabat, Morocco, which always lends itself to a more of a believable reality when you go abroad to shoot as opposed to California. But we had a great production designer that recreated certain scenes in Ramadi in California, actually. But, you know, we also had the benefit of a real SEAL Team 3 sniper who was with Chris on the 2 of those tours, who played himself, Kevin Lace. And that was, for me, invaluable because we had a guy who was there when Mark Lee was killed, when Biggles was shot. It was incredible. That was the one time where we, because we were the way we were shooting it, she wasn't there. Yeah,
I hadn't started yet.
But it's so funny too because in my mind I was leaving her a message anyway. She wasn't answering the phone, so it actually worked out perfect. I never told you that. Yeah, I didn't know that it was a phone conversation.
Yeah.
It's almost like I was leaving a message, and then. But luckily, Clint, you know, because we picked that up at the end, you in the car.
Yes, but I remember, I think what had happened, you'd phoned me in London to try and read through it, and I hadn't got your message or something like that. Yes,
oh, really?
Clint added that at the end.
It was just so smart,
day.
Which is really smart for her to actually be there, and then the one more time that she hears the line go, you know, dead.
No, I was cast before, but they started with the Iraq stuff, which was obviously, which I'm not in. I think they were there for 3 weeks, and then I flew to LA to pick up the rest of the shoot. The shoot was 40 days, and I was in 21 or something. No, it wasn't hard. It was great. It was all just, everybody was very warm and embracing, and I think after being in such a testosterone-fueled environment, everyone was kind of ready to get into the more...
Yeah, it's true.
The kind of softer stuff. It was a relief with all the guns and the combat.
Have you gone through all of the battle stuff?
You'd done a lot. You'd done the whole of Rabat.
Right.
And I think, needing some girls around.